Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of Covenant, breaking the 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, a special follow-up of what I've been working on this week, and I spoke on it yesterday. It's a follow-up on it. Bring out a few points. Anyway, it's obvious that the statement just made applies to them. Because we can prove they distort the scripture. They say part of it, leaving part, displaying the other. They say one verse and the next verse, they admit it. Especially these in the verse they're admitting, if you look at them carefully, they're the cornerstone of what last Muhammad taught about going home, going back to Arabia, promised land. We ain't going nowhere. And the Messenger of the Covenant, right there. And they don't speak, and those are important things. Those are cornerstone, Elijah promised message, the foundation. And they don't speak to us, so that shows you it easily identifies them. So anybody that can read, if you have the ability to think, knows it's clear. That's not any confusion there. That identifies them because they read one verse and disbelieve in the next one. Just one bullet. And that's what it says. It's the most grievous chastisement. Most grievous, most. Consonant most. Okay, now, Son of Man. Now they want to cast him out, cast Farrakhan as a son of man. So let's see what he has to say about it. So Farrakhan has to say about the Son of Man.
Whether you like it or not, the new rule is law. He has hair like me. And whether you like it or not, the new rule is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass.
But there you have it, out of the mouth of Farrakhan himself. Out of the mouth of Farrakhan himself. He says, he describes what Son of Man would be like. That's what Scripture says. Get a detailed description. Hair, texture, and also, right, the skin tone. That don't look like him, do it? So, I mean, he just described what Son of Man would look like. Does that look like him? It doesn't look like Master Muhammad either, does it? Out of the mouth, that's not AI. That's out of his own mouth. So is he lying? So is he the Son of Man? Was he gonna get a suntan and a jerry curl? Out of his own mouth. I tell you, everything is fake, brothers and sisters. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Now look at this. Babylon harlot. After this, I saw other angels stepping down out of heaven, have authority great. Earth was light out of the glory of him. He cried in strong voice, saying, "She fell. She fell. The great Babylon the Great. She became dwelling place of demons and prisons of every spirit unclean and prison, every bird unclean have been hated." Now, they tell you He said it last Sunday. That's America. Babylon. Right? That's what he said. Babylon's America, right? See? Because out of wine, anger, fornication, her have fallen all nations. So America's humbled all nations, crippled them. And that's true. They're fighting everywhere. Nobody's, everybody look around, America's fighting somebody. America's the aggressor. They start these wars. Who started war with America? One other country invaded America was Britain. Gog and Magog fighting each other. And the king of earth, with her committed fornication and tried to merchant out of her power, her reigning luxury of her came rich. They came rich out of, but where did they get the riches from? From us. Let's take go next verse. This goes up to verse 3. So let's go on to verse 4. Yeah, right here. And I heard other voice out here say, "Come you out, people of me." Now that's what it said. He said, God said, "Come out of her." But Israel said that means come out of her religion and come out of her names and stuff. That's what. Well, you be the judge. Come out. You come out of her in order that you should not share together in the sins of her, or the plagues of her, in order that you should not receive. In other words, if we come out of her names and religion, then the plagues in America is not going to touch us. In other words, we're going to have a visible shield around us. So these plagues and all this coming, so how it's going to, right? I guess we all going to come together in Chicago, right? So therefore, Chicago have a shield around it. And everybody else will kind of get their ass torn up and plagues and everything else. The angel guy in these plagues said, "Oh, don't mess with that Negro over there. Just get that one next door." Is that what's been happening? What happened when the plague came in? COVID. When that plague came in, did that pass by Farrakhan's sycophants? Did it bypass any of them? You see the bullshit? They wasn't in the plagues. They wasn't in the names. They wasn't in the religion. They was out of America, according to them. They was out. So why did the plague get them? Why did the plague get them? You see? Keep listening to that fool. If you're a demon, you have no choice. We don't want you. Right? See? Plague hurt and what you should not receive. It means get the hell out of here. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So get the hell out. They say, "Oh no, you stand there and Noah, right? Oh, don't worry about the flood. The floods ain't gonna flood you. You stay right there, and the flood's gonna come and you stay in your house, and the flood's gonna come and drown everybody else, but it's not gonna mess your house. Don't worry about it. Gotcha. Right? I was told a lot like Abraham, right? Hey man, don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna burn this place down, man. Just go in your bedroom, relax, man. Put your feet up, man. Watch Oprah and watch everybody burn. Ain't gonna mess with you because you with me. See, you with me. You with the God. You ain't sinning and stuff, so it ain't gonna mess with you. So you ain't got to go anywhere. You don't have to go nowhere. And sit back there and relax. Then it's all over, man. It's all yours. All the smoke and ashes and everything. What goddamn bullshit. That's why the people that go down, they don't have nothing to say. Because this stuff is so simple. Everything is fake. And so if you make your mind's fake, your ideas are fake, you got to come out of that. That's when you can come out of that fakeness. All of it's fake. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, right? Okay. And because we're glued together, her sins of heaven called to mind that God unjust acts for her and give you back to her. Wait a minute. See, Farrakhan tell we shouldn't treat them. That's a command. They didn't say, "I think you should do that." It says, "Give you back to her as a command that she did to you." So wait, hold it. What is that going to be like? Because we got 500 years of misery and torment stored up. Because we were submitted. We stored up. So we're going to get that back to them? Whoa. That sounds like Fowler Flay just one of our brothers. Get back all of them. See? But no, we're going to live together in peace according to Ishmael. See? See, I could tell you some things will happen, but I'm not going to do it because you wouldn't be able to handle it. But it would make you sick because it'd be unprecedented. The wrath of the God, the wrath of the Lamb. You have no idea what that's like. Unprecedented. Everything is unprecedented. Everything is unprecedented. The world be unprecedented. Retaliation and consequence be unprecedented. Why? Because the hell they put upon us was unprecedented. It's not anything extra. It says give back to them what she done to you. But double, that's you understand the math of it. But anyway, by doing the worksheet and give you her double. See? And then down here on verse 8, through this in one day will come the plagues of her death, mourning, and famine. And famine. Death, mourning, and famine. Where you don't get food from? It's going to be famine here. If Farrakhan say here, you got food for you? They tell you, oh, we got food on the farm. Oh, you think he going to give it to you? And even if they got food on the farm to feed all their people, he's never paying for it now. It's going to come suddenly in one day. So he's going to get to you. If you had it, you're not organized. You live here, they live over there, they live over there, right? So you sit up in your house, I'm with Farrakhan, I got food. Food. This food sounds a lot like fool. F-O-O-L. It's okay, close together. Fool and food. Because you said, man, you know what you're going to be? Food. You're going to be the food. It's a famine. They were eating people. It tells you that. So you're going to say, I got food. Oh, I ain't going to tell anybody. Well, it better be raisins and prunes and stuff you ain't got to cook. You understand? Because when the famine and no food around, you light a fire and cook something, and you may be in Arizona, they smell all the way in Boston. Oh man. And fire should be burned down. They're gonna burn down America. Elijah Muhammad said that too. So you wanna stay here? See why Farrakhan stay? Because this promised land I explained it to you before. It's his promised land here. Because he's not see Abraham. He see the Adam. Father's the devil. And they said they want you to stay here. He said it himself. We got to protect America. Because ours. He wants to stay here, help fight it. Because, that guy also, well, I'm not going to go there, but he wants you to try to help you save America. Because remember, this is his promised land. He's a parasite. Didn't he get rich off of you? He's got a multi-millionaire. How did he get rich off? Elijah Muhammad didn't get rich off of you. All the money, Elijah Muhammad lived in a very simple place. That last house he had, and it wasn't a mansion, it was nice. He didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for that. I was there. The brothers got together and said, look, you had a nice little simple home. I think it was on Woodland Place, Woodland. I think that was where Woodland or Greenwood. I forget. The old temple was on Greenwood, and I think his house was on Woodland. One of the two. And I had been there. And it was simple. It wasn't no big mansion. I don't know how many bedrooms there, but it was simple. It was one floor, and it was small. He had no big stretch, what do we call it, limo, all that stuff. And when he departed, he didn't have any, he didn't leave any wealth behind. All the money was in the name of Nation of Islam. That's why his children got mad, because they said that belongs, first they was against him. They was hypocrites, and fought him all the way, bad mouth everything else. And then when he left, they want what he left behind. And they went to court. Remember, Farrakhan was supposed to be the one in charge. He's supposed to be the one in charge. So he's supposed to be the tough man. He loved black folks so much and everything else. Then why didn't he stand for black people? Why did he give it to Wallace, who was officially out he was out. Elijah Muhammad threw his ass out. So how did he let him take over? And then, because they told him to shut his damn mouth up, right? Because they go into court. He's the only one here standing to go in and speak up for the Nation of Islam. He didn't. They went to court and says, hey, that money don't, they've got the money frozen. You know why? That money belonged to my father. He did all this. And because there was nobody to speak up against it, they got all the money. They liquidated everything and left the Nation of Islam with nothing. The believers who did all that work were left with nothing. That's what happened. Now tell me I'm lying, Farrakhan. Tell me I'm lying. And you saw it happen, and you didn't do anything about it. We got videos of you still with him a year later. And you said you knew he was doing this stuff, so why were you still with him? Why be burned down? So you stay here. You stay here with Farrakhan, right? We don't want your dumb ass. You stay here. You want to stay here, stay here. Right. It's going to be burned down. They admit that's Babylon. Be burning. Oh, I know it. It's going to burn down, but all y'all be in Chicago. Chicago got a visible shield. The whole country burned down, but not in Chicago. We're going to be safe. And then after the fire is over, right? We're going to inherit what? We're going to inherit New York, San Francisco, Miami. It's all going to be in goddamn ashes. You know, this is so ridiculous. Like I said, but see, everything is fake. You got a fake mind. And so therefore, I'm going to get to that in a minute. So here's another one. Babylon harlot. And 10 horns you saw, the wild beast. You hate the harlot. See, you got to know who the 10 horns are. They couldn't tell you. They don't know who the 10 horns are. We hate the harlot. That's America. It will desolate her and make her naked, and flesh her they will eat, and her they will burn down in fire. And that's what God wants. But God put in hearts to do it. He wants that to happen. He's causing it to happen. So you going, well, he got mother plane and everything else like you claim. So why would he take you out of here? Or he's going to lift you up and then bring you back? Is that how it works? Okay. Let me talk about a couple things here first. See, everything is fake. When they say the world, they deceived the whole world, wasn't deceived was the Son of Man, the elect. That was the only one who wasn't deceived. We talking about Master Muhammad, that's separate, right? Because technically, he's not even on the planet, right? And that's not a story. It says they deceived everyone except the elect. But see, they talk about elect in a different way, but I'm not going to go there because I'm going to confuse you. Everybody. See, that means when you see, that means that everything you think is fake. It's not real. I just make it in simple terms, fake. So they made the whole reality fake, except for the Lamb who broke the seals and the elect. And the thing is, you see, let's get to a lot of psychology I don't like to get into, right? That's Farrakhan's domain. But see, you know what normal is? See, people, you don't think these things through. That's what part of the problem you got. You don't think these things through. Normal means that's what everything is. So if everybody was out here stealing and robbing, then that's normal. Because if you're doing that, then you're normal. You fit in. Normal just means that's where average. Well, everybody is, or the average. Depends on how you want to look at it. But still, that's what normal means. Don't mean it's good. You assume that normal is good. So normal is fake. That's why everywhere you look, you don't find truth anywhere. Like I said, the first time I ran the truth, and I ran to Elijah Muhammad, I said, wow. I see the first person I ran to my life, truth. I ain't bad about my father. My father didn't know any better. Right? But he was processing before he passed, but I didn't know that. Right? And things were changing. I mean, because that man, woo, so I pork. I think he invented it. Much more weird. When he was around, then all of a sudden we didn't eat pork anymore. I didn't know what was going on. He passed when I was 14 years old. I thought he invented pork. I mean, he used to call me, hey boy. And every part of that pork, I mean, pork brains, you mix with eggs and stuff. I don't know. Hey boy, come on. When that called me, I hated it because I knew our boy, he had something. Mountain oysters. I mean, he was on it. It was nothing that he didn't eat. Oof. And even then, I didn't want to eat that stuff. What I'm going to do, right? But then all of a sudden we stopped eating it. I didn't know what was going on. And see, that's what normal is. Normal is, and so therefore, if something's abnormal, it's different than everybody else, they consider abnormal. Something wrong with them. They're a freak. They're bizarre. If you don't understand it, they reject. That's why I say the Son of Man, he be despised. Because he's different. Despised that was different. See? And he would be different. He'd be totally different. He'd be totally different because he's going to bring all things new. He said he's the light. He's the truth. And the angel is the truth. It reveals everything. It puts everything in perspective, put everything right. Right? Because everything is fake, plus upside down, confused. We upside down. The devil's ruling. We everything, and plus everything's all confused. People come out transgender. All this stuff is just total confusion. But that's normal, right? For this world. You say, well, yeah, it's you got it's normal, right? Because it's still in that framework. Someone say, well, I ain't down with transgender, but I'm down with LGBT. Well, you see what I'm saying? It's still the same category. So it's all fake. They deceive the whole world. And so, like somebody like Prophet Muhammad showed up like there, right? He's strange. That's one of the killer prophets. He's weird. Stands out. At the time I'm pressing trouble, it said he'd be more hated. He'd be more hated and rejected. They said he would be rejected by everybody because he'd be so different. Because at the time I'm pressing fakeness, unprecedented. Like I said, when I first made Elijah Muhammad, it was like an ultimate high or something. I couldn't believe it because I never. I'm not my experience. I was 21 when I met him, 1970, and I went got my ex. Never heard anything like this before. Because all that stuff here, I knew something was wrong with it. In fact, refreshing. And even then, people in the NOI, they didn't like me. I tell you, I had a lot of. They didn't put their hands on me because like Muhammad said, if you got to fight, your ass was thrown out. They tried to set me up a few times because they were saying stuff that didn't make any sense. And then one guy, they would say stuff like, oh, man, Elijah Muhammad, he's a 10th degree black belt. He can jump up 7 feet high and kick a fly off your nose. I said, brother, did Elijah Muhammad say that? You mean that so they can't do that? Stupid crap like that. They would say stuff that just didn't make any sense. And so I'm not surprised what they're doing over there right now. Because that was easy for Farrakhan to pull them down because they had a fake idea what Elijah Muhammad was talking about. All of this is fake. And that's one of the problems that people have. Because think about it, if you can. Because they can't handle, because they look at me and that guy is crazy, whatever. Yeah, they're going to, obviously. And that's what I'm at. And when they do that, that makes me, that reassures me, right? Reinforces the fact I'm doing the right thing. Because if I was normal like them now, because I see Farrakhan, he's like me, he wants to be cool. Well, cool is being normal, but just better. See, that's what cool is. Everybody's trying to be cool. See, cool don't mean being out, right? I'm trying to be cool. Isn't that cool by being normal? So Farrakhan was always, and you don't do anything right. I mean, cool is being more normal than anybody, I guess. I guess you say it that way, because you don't make, you got it all together. You got normal down to a pat. Or you got it pat. I'll phrase that. Okay. You don't do anything. You're hip. It's normal again, right? You fit in. You don't fit. I call them geeks. weirdos, getting called names and stuff you don't fit in. That force you to fit in because, hey man, I don't want to be called a freak. I don't call it a geek. L7 square. So it's the attitude to get you to fit in. And everybody's conform to that pressure. That's why you got your mind is all distorted. That fake mind. And so when you hear this causes you to be other than you are, other than yourself. Because if you're original, you're not a fake as yourself. But if you got a fake mind, then the angel calls you to get rid of that fake mind. And man, I'm gonna do that, man, because I won't be normal anymore. I won't fit in anymore. My mama ain't gonna like me. My sister ain't gonna like me. My brother ain't gonna like me. My friends ain't gonna like me. I'm gonna lose everything. I lose my job. I lose everything, right? Because now you ain't fake anymore. Or you stop being fake, or you getting out of it. That gets you another point. Because in the season of fake is what's happening. That's normal. And that's where you should be. That's where he were. We was total fake. We submitted. That means we was reduced total fake. We was fake black people, fake everything. Fake names, fake religion, with every, But then when that season passes, the winter passes in the spring, then fake. If the fake is the winter, and spring is the truth, all of a sudden the fake is in trouble. See? But most people, everybody's fake, right? So they're going to be trying to resist spring, but spring is going to destroy them. Spring will destroy them. So you got under pressure, stick with that, then you're going to be fighting against the spring. And see, that gets a real subtle problem. I don't know if you understand it. Okay, spring is coming in. You resist it. That means the closer you get to spring, the more you got to resist because you want to hold on to the winter. So all your energy, remember, I got the same amount of energy. So more and more energy is trying to keep the winter from spring coming in. That's why you find yourself all your energy is devoted towards that. So what happens? It means you got a double whammy going because now you're not being successful in the winter. It's like double. Because at least if you wasn't resisting, you still, in other words, it come like a shock. Because you keep on doing what you was doing, right? What happened? All of a sudden, boom, right? Your house, everything just melts around you, gone. Or you're resisting, and then it's gonna come as a shock because things start failing. It's like start falling apart and everything because all your energy, you can't maintain the winter because you're using all the energy trying to keep the spring from coming in. So now everything starts going bad for you because you don't have the energy to maintain what you got going on in the winter. I don't know if you understand that point or not. So this ain't worth being bad luck. Yeah, because you're using energy to try to resist spring. The person that ain't resisting, well, they gone. They like, it's like you don't know the flood's coming, so you ain't prepared for it, so you party. All of a sudden, boom, it gets you off. Next thing you know, bam, it hits you. Right? So you go all at once. Never know what happened. But the one that sees it coming don't do anything, and they try to stop it. They use all the energy to try to stop it. And so everything bad's going for them, bad luck, things happening. See? Because if they took and didn't resist, use the energy to prepare for the spring, then they find themselves starting to be successful, right? In a way they wouldn't realize. Because it's success becoming better and better. Every closer spring comes, more successful it will be. In spring ideas, in spring way, and spring reality. And then winter reality be closing down. I know it's too complicated to understand. So, oh, this is happening, that bad, this thing is happening. See, but they're trying to straddle the fence. And so therefore they're better off just being like the Persians, stay ignorant. They just keep on doing what they're doing. At least they enjoy it up to the last minute. And then boom, shock of the hour. But they're gonna be, instead of going on and say, okay, let me give up this, let go of this winter stuff and start using my energy to develop the spring. All of a sudden you start getting spring success. Things start working out along in that path while things are closed down on the winter side. You know, if you concentrate on what you're gaining on this side and just forget about what's on that side, then that's just smooth sailing right in. Okay? You know, like my children, all my so-called family, look at me. I'm the most successful person in my whole family, but not like they want, because everything always, so you ain't got nothing. They told me he homeless and every damn thing. I got nothing. Told me. I kept telling him, you got to start doing it for yourself. I tried. He didn't want to hear it. He wants on this here. This girl's like, but everything's failing for him. We're trying to hold on to this. It was just in that. So it lost everything. I mean, I don't go into the details, but except when you know when you have most bad luck. Just one thing after another. Now you have nothing, zero. Okay? And he said, well, you told me, you don't, I trust me, you don't have nothing. No, I don't have nothing of this. I don't want anything. That's the whole point. Because what I got, you don't see. Because what I got, you don't see. See? I got a doorway ticket into the spring. I purchased my ticket into the spring. I know it's too complicated if you understand. They can't understand why all these bad things happen to them and everything else. They're trying to hold on to this. They're trying to resist. Even the ones that don't resist, right? Things, in other words, bad thing not necessarily happening to them. It's just that ain't nothing good happening either. So they're success. Remember, they're not being successful in winter anymore because winter's going away. There's nothing happened to them because they ain't fighting. They ain't fighting the spring. Hey, I got me a nice house, got my car. Everything is mellow. So just stay like that until fire come and burn their ass up. Then suddenly they know where it came from. They're better off. Then let's say they see and they say, okay, and they're gonna try to fight it. Use energy to try to fight the spring. So therefore, they lose success on this in the winter because they don't have the energy to pop anyway. It gets worse and worse every day. I explained to my son, he didn't understand it. So because he came over here about 3 years and it was just downhill. He just couldn't get it. And it went worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's what happens. Because he's trying to fight spring. Me, I embrace the spring. And so all the stuff that I had going on in the winter, all gone, almost all gone. Just a little bit left. You know? I mean, I still got to eat, still got a place to stay. Everything, you know. But I'm totally prepared for the spring. I'm getting stronger and stronger every day. That's something that people in the winter can't see. They can't see this, my success. But it's gonna ask this brothers and sisters when my heaven calls, I gotta answer. 'Cause you don't answer your heaven, boy, you know you end up in hell. Yeah, let me tell her, okay. You better take care of your heaven, brothers and sisters, but you better recognize where heaven is. You see what I'm saying? The concepts. Young people understand. God, especially, so I will lift you up, you cling to the earth. It takes energy to cling to the earth. So why use energy to do that? You can't take advantage of the earth because you're using all your energy to cling to the earth. And I know it's too complicated for most people to understand. Anyway, there it is. Anybody knows me, before I got the angel, it going on, I was doing it. When I got injured, I was 1990. All my children were small. Oldest one was 11 years old. She was born 79 years, 11 years old. This one was one. The youngest one was about what, a year old, something like that. Anyway, you have to understand these things. Manage your energy. You know how you manage it? They said no man can serve two masters. So you're trying to hold on to this here and think you're going to get to the hereafter? Allah will lift you up, cleanse the earth. You think you can lift you up? Wait, so wait a minute. He said he would lift you up. Man, he's not going to. He would lift you up. He said right? He said he would lift you up. That doesn't sound like it. He did, but he would. But you clean earth. That means you're the ones holding yourself down. You're the one doing it. Okay, let me go into this here, boss. There's those clowns that are turning about. Look, look right here. Here's Malachi, where they tell you that verifies Elijah. But they're talking about the message of the covenant is one you should be seeking. Under Elijah's authority, right? You should be seeking the message of the covenant. They say you deny Elijah. No, you be with both Elijah, right? But if you understand what it means, in his absence, you should be seeking the message of the covenant. Because Elijah would leave, or Moses would leave, but they don't mention the message of the covenant. You never heard him mention it. Never mentioned it at all. It's right there. They said he's the one who's going to take you home. He's the one who's going to purify. He never mentioned it. Never at all. Why? That's right in Malachi. See? He said he's going to make it where you will be. Then he should offer to Judah, it should be pleasant to the Lord as the days old, the former years. In other words, it won't be fake anymore. Then here, Abrahamic covenant. How can you never mention this part? How can you never mention this part? Until that seed I've given this land from the river Egypt unto the great river Euphrates. That's Arabia. Look on the map. You mentioned this part. When sun was going down, deep sea fell upon Abram, and lo, a heart of great darkness fell upon him. And good question, why do you say Abram? Why don't say Abraham? Because those posed in the scripture, right? Who's called Ham? Aren't we called Ham? They say we Ham. That's what it said. Because we the part that be missing. We're the seed that's missing, not false Israel. That's a big hint right there, right? Nor sure I see a stranger in this land that's not theirs. Assert them, they shall afflict them 40 years. That nation, so I didn't do it. You can't blame me for what. No, hey, it's going to judge the whole nation. So he's going to tell you, hey, no, you're going to judge the whole nation. It wasn't me, man. I can't. You can't blame what my fathers did. No. That's what God says. I'm going to judge the whole nation, not us. So it must be the devils that afflicted us, all of them. Who also nation who you serve, I will judge. Yeah, they will come out with great substance. Oh, we'll come out with names, our religion. Yeah, we might have, but that gonna make us have great substance. Well, I don't. They are their names. They say everybody's Ahmed X or whatever. They have great substance. And it says, come out to where? It tells you where to come out to right there. But they said, no, we ain't going nowhere. So he's calling God a liar. This is a covenant God made with Abraham. He's calling God a liar right there. How can you get around that one? Because you've got a fake mind. Otherwise, how can you get around this? It's clear. Or he said, look at chapter 7, verse 17. I've got the lips there. Look at it if you think that changes something. You know the story scripture here. And then you're going to hit them about that seed shall all nations be blessed. Who's all nations be blessed? They're blessed by us in Africa, our brothers in Africa. That's what everybody's ripping off. Well, since they ain't made anybody rich for themselves, I'll move on, Bill, since I got all stuff I want to talk about here. Quiet before the storm. Quiet before the storm. What's the storm? That's war. One head I've been telling you about. Now it's here. Now it's here. Now it's the quiet. Right before the storm. Everybody knows this war is only on pause. It's not even a ceasefire. Pause is like when you're in a fight and the end of the round, you go and sit down and you look war and everything, and you get back out there, that's pause.
هم دوستان ما بدونن هم دشمنان ما بدونن، ملت ایران در هیچ میدانی به صورت طرف ضعیف ظاهر نخواهد شد. در این جنگ تحمیلی اخیر کار بزرگی انجام داد. این کار بزرگ از جنس عملیات نبود، از جنس اراده بود، از جنس عزم بود، از جنس اعتماد به نفس بود. اینی که یک ملت، یک کشور، یک نیروی نظامی در یک کشور در خودش این اعتماد به نفس رو ملاحظه کنه که آماده است با قدرت آمریکا و سگ زنجیریش در منطقه رژیم صهیونی سینه به سینه بشه و رو به رو بشه. نفس این اراده، نفس این اعتماد به نفس، این یکی ارزش بسیار بسیار مهم. ملت به اینجا رسیده که مستقیم میسته سینه به سینه این قدرت، از او نمیترسه بلکه او رو میترسانه و اون چی که از دستش هم برمیاد از لحاظ عملیاتی انجام میده که این مسئله دومه، مسئله عملیات. مسئله اول همون روحیه است، همون ایست. اون چی که حالا همه، بنده عرض میکنم همه باید بدونن، هم دوستان ما بدونن، هم دشمنان ما بدونن، هم خود ملت ایران بدونن که میدونن، این است که ملت ایران در هیچ میدانی به صورت طرف ضعیف ظاهر نخواهد شد. چون ما همه ابزارهای لازم رو داریم، هم منطق داریم، هم نیرو داریم. ما هم در میدان دیپلماسی، هم در میدان نظامی انشاءالله به توفیق الهی هر وقت وارد بشیم با دست پر وارد خواهیم شد، به توفیق الهی.
Okay, I had the sound turned off. Do you think that you enter God when there has not yet befallen you the lack what befell those who have passed away before you? The stress and affliction befell them, they were shaken violently, so that the messenger and those who believed with him said, would help Allah come, and should help lies nigh. Say it one more time. Or do you think that you will enter the garden while there is yet befallen you a lack what befell those who have passed away before you? Distress and affliction befell them, they were shaken violently, so the messenger and those who believed with them said, will the help of Allah come, and help lies nigh. Now most people, everybody read that totally wrong. Because you have something, who's going to cause the distress and affliction? Who's going to cause that? And shaking, who's going to cause that? Is God going to cause that? Because he says, he's come to help you. So who's causing that? See, you don't read these things. And I said the angel's much more powerful than I've told any of you. Because like I said, you can't get you to understand addition subtraction, so I cannot get into the most complicated stuff. See, people read that wrong. It says those who love, said if you are of this world will love you. Right? If this world is fake and you're fake, you fit in, you're normal. But if you start being this, then all of a sudden they don't come after you. Because you're not normal. Everybody's going to hate you. Because you're not part of this world anymore. And the more different, the more they're going to hate you. The more they're going to dislike you, despise you. And it could become violent. That's what it's telling you. Because once you start going towards the garden, you're going to be different from this world. They ain't going to love you anymore. And the more you're different, the closer you get to moving towards the garden, getting yourself together, purifying yourself, pulling yourself together. The more you do it, the more they're going to hate you. Because you're applying your energy you're heading towards the garden. You're trying to enter the garden. You think you enter the garden, that means you're heading towards the garden, and they hate you because you're different. You're not like them anymore. Isn't that what it says? It says when they're going to attack us, because it's time for us to rise. Because if Suleiman comes, get your mind back, and now you focusing on the hereafter, and now you ain't like them anymore. You get it? You don't read this right. So if that's why I said affliction and stuff happen. Oh, because you start change, you start using energy for that. Also, they don't like that. That's what I was saying earlier. Because you're not fake anymore, so you ain't like them. You're not normal anymore. You want them Muslims. You don't like Jesus. That's what it's telling you. God's not doing this to you. It's them doing it to you. They're the ones going to afflict you. That's what he's doing to us now. That's why I tell you in Exodus, it says Moses has set that cross, bronze cross, to keep them attacking you. Because you had to be like them. You had to believe what they want you to believe in. Believe in Jesus. And then they stop attacking you. See, people don't pay attention to these things. They read that totally wrong. See, we guys, so who's doing affliction? Who's doing these things? Who's distressing you? Who's doing all this stuff? The devil's doing. God ain't doing it. He's the one to come to help you. I'm explaining a lot of things lately, but then I could have been explaining years ago. But I mean, if people can't understand additive subtraction, what you gonna go into multiplication for? You just waste your time. Well, you have to read that carefully. That's what it is. So yeah, all those things because they trying, right? But that's the bad side. But your energy is focused on getting you together, so that's the good side. So now that's their doing. But you're getting what? You're getting closer and closer to Allah. To help Allah is nigh. You get yourself better and better together, so you can withstand that. Right now, they come here every kind of way, but I'm at peace with myself. Oh, I'm agitated. And I'm not. I should say agitated. I'm motivated. I'm ready to kick ass, but I'm at peace with myself. I ain't nervous. I don't know. I might have. I got high blood pressure. I don't know why. I don't know if I still got it or not. Right? But other than here, I'm relaxed. Wife can tell you that. No. I go to the gym. I'm cool. I'm at peace. Can you say that? I'm not taking any drugs or anything. I'm at peace. Because I'm moving towards paradise. And they come at me. What it says? It says, threw Abraham in the fire. And Allah said, oh, fire, be peace to Abraham. You get it? You get the point? He was in the fire, but he was at peace. Said the same thing at Daniel. They walked through the furnace and wasn't nothing burn them. Because they had the Son of Man with them. They was with him. The other people got burned. Then they threw the Chaldeans, and they burn up. You understand it? So the Lord said, what you're doing is you start putting something together, and then you start getting your mind back together. That's a great blessing right there. And you're getting your peace back together. You're getting out the emotional plane. That's valuable right there. And they're attacking you left and right, but now but when you was normal like them, you was on drugs, you was unhappy, you was nervous, diabetes and everything else, but you was like them. You was normal. I don't know if any understand any of that or not. What happened? That's what's going on right now. Is that pause? Okay, let me speak this tree again. Because no one understands this. See, this stuff, everything, this Angel reveals everything. But it's time period. I mean, it's the clearest book. Now the books in the future, I can't speak to them because I ain't seen them. Because they're all mathematical, clear mathematics. You ain't got to try to it'd be total mathematics. The books come after this one. But the books before this is the clearest one. Because it explains everything in detail. The Quran doesn't do that. It gives you general ideas and stuff. It gives you details, stuff that you don't even imagine. There's a lot of stuff now too. There's a lot of stuff. And I haven't even got through all the book. I said I had to make a choice. Start getting information out, just trying. That's what says a whole lot of ammunition out there for people that want to go to war. Got most of it. There's a lot of stuff out there. It's so it tells me everything I need to know. It's one thing, and maybe that may be in it too. So the only thing it didn't tell me exact time when the end will come. It said nobody knew that but Master Muhammad. Now it didn't say it's not in the angel. It just said I didn't know it because maybe I didn't find it yet. That's what I look at. I said, it's probably in there. I just ain't found it because everything else is in there. I just ain't found it yet. I'm still studying it. I said that there's still a lot of gold in this mine. I haven't got it all out yet. It's only me. I told other people, I said, look, here's angel going in. If you help dig them, they ain't digging anything out. All they want to do is take the gold I give them. Instead of going in and digging the gold out for themselves, which ain't going to work. So watch this. Let's see. You don't notice this. Now, see, I tell you, they don't say stuff for no reason. Right? They talk about this parable. 3 years, probably 3 years, and then another year, and then she's cut down. So in other words, he said, a certain man had a fig tree planted. He said he planted it. See, they assume that. He didn't say he planted it. It was planted. That means it came to him. The tree came to him. Right? And then he went and said, okay, here's the tree. Let me see if I can get some fruit from it. And it's not producing, it's a tree that comes in, but don't produce anything. Doesn't produce anything. Then he said, well, hell, I ain't doing anything, man. After 3 years, right? See? Even watering this tree and everything else, right? In 3 years, nothing. I said, okay. And then he says, well, I'm going to just get a short version, right? And somebody said, well, give it another year. And put some dung on it. Put some pressure on it. Threaten them. I'm going to get you. I'm going to throw your ass out of here. Put some dung on them. shit on them. Dig around it. And then after that, on the fifth year, just cut them down. They didn't produce anything. So where did a tree come from? So you gotta understand, this tree would not best start producing until after the Holocaust, the 500 years. 20 years, right? See? You understand the math here. So right after that, now it's time for the resurrection. That's what it's talking about here. And so that wouldn't happen until 2019, 2020. That's when this tree will show up, start growing. You see? They water and nourish the tree for 3 years. And not produce anything. So another year. On the fifth year, just cut it down. All that's in there. I didn't make that up. That's what Scripture says. Why did they put those dates in there? I tell you, the angel tells you so much information. It's much more information than I've told you. I didn't speak to this one. But now, I'm going to speak to it. Just cut the tree down. Okay? And that's what it says what happened. Like I explained to everybody. Well, I tried to explain it, right? There's tune in. I don't know how to build a tune in. If I did, I wouldn't tell you, but I don't. Right? I haven't mastered that yet. But I have done that. There have been occasions. I remember a few times. I don't know, something triggers it. Oh, it's not gonna, I know what everybody's thinking. It happened a couple, a few times in my life, right? So, and maybe I was eating garlic or something. Maybe that tree, I don't know. But it has happened, right? Now, I give you one. The first time I noticed it is when I was came in Chicago, and when I got married, I was with Elijah, and I didn't have a job. Now I just sold my house newspapers, and the girls that wouldn't sell theirs, they gave me their papers. They had to pay for them already, but they gave them to me because they didn't want to sell them. Lazy. So I sell them, and I made the money off of them. That's how I made my living for about a year or so, right? I sold about maybe 190 papers a week. I was just selling papers all the time. So I got this apartment, this lady. I think she saw me selling papers anyway. So she told me, I got an apartment, right? So she let me stay in this apartment. It was one room, but didn't have a, I don't think it had a bathroom. I don't know. It was a one room apartment, right? It was right across the street from the Muhammad's Nation's Bakery. And so, and I ain't had no bed, right? I put a mattress on the floor. Floor, right? And all of a sudden, I heard and this other brother, he had another room. I guess she was lost found, but I guess, I don't know. She was trying to help brothers. I don't know what the deal was, right? She wouldn't hit on anybody. She's an old lady. I was 21 at the time, something like that. So I woke up and went downstairs to open the door, let him in, right? With nobody there. Right? So I went back upstairs and lay down. And a while later, right? The bell rang, went downstairs, and that was him. And the point is, I had tuned in on him that what he's getting ready to do before he got there. Well, you make it what you want to, right? Because the exact thing happened, but the first thing came, I was clear. It's like I saw the bell, heard the bell ring, went downstairs, opened the door, he wasn't there. It was like it was totally clear. I wasn't dreaming. It was like that's what happened. It wasn't in there. And then I was back upstairs, lay back down. Then boom, a while later, I'm looking. How long later? I don't think it was that much later. Exact thing happened exactly like I did the first time when he was there. Right? So I've had that trigger a few times, right? So anyway, and when I was in the military in Vietnam, they tried to kill me, and that's no story altogether, right? So I've had triggered a couple times in my life, right? So I know it exists. I just think maybe I turn on 24/7. Maybe I don't want to. All this negative stuff going on. But the thing is that all this information is there, and like the thing is that the scientists wrote this. 'Cause remember, this book is me. The Quran was Prophet Muhammad. It was him. The book was not only his guidance, but it was built in his nature to be effective. So this tells me things, give me advice on things, or tell me things that that I wouldn't normally see. So I'm not even tune in, or even if I could tune in, I couldn't see this. That's what Scripture do, tell you what's going on around you, because you wouldn't be able to tune in on that. Tell you what season, all the things you don't expect. Okay? So why this happened? That's no story together. Anyway, that's exactly what happened. That's what happened. Cut it down. Because it tells you here, that said everything is fake. So if you go here, okay, I got it here twice. It tells you here, as true ministers, this is what they would be like. Flaming fire. They'd be breathing fire. They'd be much fruit. That's what it'd be like. So he wouldn't be deceived and fooled. Right? That's what it'd be. So if they ain't like that, they ain't real, fake. Because this angel, I mean, I was fired up before I got there, job. The angel, I mean, I was off the page. Right? Because it fires you up. Right? And like everything that was the whole world, I was dealing this fake world. I had this fake world under control, man. I had a big mansion, everything. Kid was small, plenty of money, all that fake money, everything else. Stuff like I said, Jonah went away overnight. Bam. Overnight. I was focused on the angel. Right? And I'm not regretting any of it. And let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm not going to go into all this, brothers and sisters, but it talks more about this tree. Now see, the Levites, they do it to themselves. They do it to themselves. They get more help than any people ever. They got the God came to him, Elijah came 40 some years, Message of Covenant come to him. Who is that? They say Solomon is the wisest man ever lived. What does that mean? All this here and still no move. Resistance. Resistance costs you. I'm not resisting. They're resisting me. The spring is not resisting the winter. It's the winter resisting the spring. Got it backwards. So that's it. You fail because what you're doing, you're resisting something that's coming in. So now you got all your energy. That's why America's going broke and everything else, because they're trying to resist this new world coming in. And so, like I said, you're the odd person. You're the freak. You according to them, right? You're the freak. You fake because you're different. Something wrong. Look at him. He's different, man. He's an anti-Semite. He's a racist. You're different because you got to fit in what they want you to fit in. You got to fit in this fake. And all these clowns out there, every one of them, they talking fake stuff. Now, when I'm talking about leaving here, talking about fitting in. Fitting in. Farrakhan's talking about it. Remember Ishmael, hey, this is this. It ain't about skin color. See, once you get your mind back, this stuff becomes very clear. I told one people, his mind back come very clear. They're all trying to. Anybody call us a racist? What you care if they call you racist now? You leaving here? See what I'm saying? He wants to make sure it fit in. You listen to Ishmael saying, we want to fit in. We got to love each other. And we ain't care all racist. You see, but unless you moving towards the God, moving out of this level, this dimension, none of this, what I'm saying make no sense to you. Make no sense to you at all. Because look at him, he's crazy, man. Look how he dressed. Look how he talk. Look at the language he have. Oh, I'm supposed to see. I don't talk. Oh, see, because you want me to talk like Farrakhan. Talk like they talk. Say words they want me to say. Speak the language they talk like they want me to talk. And so when you speak truth is hard and cold. So you call things where it is. For the time frame you're in, the season you're in. And they say, oh man, you cold, man. You abusive, man. What they call it? You offensive, man. Right? And you're different, man. And why don't you conform? Why don't you be American like everybody else, man? Let's get together. That's what you're gonna get this. They're trying to keep you in this fake world, and all of it's fake. They can't prove any of it. And they got you in it. Because, as far as I can see, everybody's still stuck in this fake world. The ones that claim that they would enter, they fake. They're still here. Otherwise, they're producing the truth, the fruit of the new world, the fruit of the spring. See, in the winter, nothing's growing. So if you don't see nothing growing, it means you're still winter. If you spring, you see things start growing. You don't see anything growing, that means they're still holding on to the winter. So you can't fool anybody but yourself. They say, what Quran says, they think fool Allah, they only fool themselves. You know them by their fruits. Every tree that bringeth not good fruit is hewn down or cut down and cast in the fire. Because either you fuel for the fire, or you're the fire. It says he'd make his ministers fire. I don't see any fire out there. But it said that would happen, right? Once the four winds blow. So I'm going to pass this. I'm going to something. And yeah. So my wife I was going to do something. And I really spent 2 hours more on this than I expected to. Right? So I'm going to be cast into hell. Because female is your heaven. You know why they're turning into hell? Okay. See, the thing is that we're talking about the credentials. See, all those people out, they got fake credentials. Why they gave these credentials that it can't be faked. It can't be counterfeited. That's why he said it like that. So no one, why would he say that? No one's heaven, earth, on earth, so it can't be counterfeited. So if they haven't done that, that means they're full of shit. They ain't the one. They can't be counterfeited. That's why these ones I'm telling you, they can't be counterfeited. So if they ain't got that, then If the guy don't show you his badge, he must not be pleased. Hey, come, I'm coming in. Where's your badge? I don't have it. Well, then you better get the hell out of here. I want to see a badge. See, they ain't asked for badges. Then when my head get busted open. These badges, you can't counterfeit this. It tells you can't counterfeit it. And so if they haven't done this, you shouldn't be talking to them. You should be still seeking the one that has. That's the one you should latch on to. Can't counterfeit them. That's why I say it like that. Can't counterfeit this either. Well, I guess you can try. You can go out there and get a jerry curl and a tan, right? I guess you could attempt on this one, right? You can't make it permanent, but anyway, you see, that's why he's bad. That's why he tell you these things. See? Can't be counterfeited. The age, right? So the person, if they're in this rage, maybe it could be a lot of people in that age, but first they got at least be in that age. One of the things, you can't counterfeit that. You can't say change the way you was born, when you was conceived. You can't counterfeit that. That's why those badges, you can't counterfeit them. Can't be fake. See, because when he can change, make all things new. That means when you have fake, the original destroys the fake. So to make all things new, that means it's going to destroy everything that's old. It's going to make all A-L-L things new. That means it's going to destroy all that's old, all of it. It means America, all of it. Christianity, all of it. Sunnism, all of it. All things. And if you hold on to this here, you go too. See? You got to let this go and move towards the new world. Start cultivating the new world. But you can't do that unless you let this go. You're trying to hold on to this and get that too. How is that going to work? Somebody come to give you a ladder. He's not going to pull you up. So the problem is, right? You do have help. Okay? I'll show you at least how to climb the ladder. I ain't going to pull you up on the ladder. I'm thinking about on the sisters because I keep saying, man, but they still got to qualify. I want to help the sisters. I love these sisters. Right? The girls ain't doing it right, but the problem is you still got to qualify. So here's the ladder. You gonna climb it? You trying to hold on to the first floor and try to climb. My job is to get the ladders. Nobody helped me climb it. Nobody showed me how to climb it. Nobody showed me the ladder. I had to find all that myself. I didn't have any help. So I'm giving you a big help in him. So here's the ladder. I'm giving you a ladder and show you how to climb it. So now if you're still sitting there on the ground, looking, well, that's your problem. Nobody helped me. And that's none of that, right? Okay, you got to be somebody who came to the temple and be with Elijah. Not somebody telling me, I believe in Elijah. Then the excellent clowns, they weren't even around then. So all these qualifications? Someone was, right? Can't be fake. You got to put all these things together. Whoever it is, they got all these things, all these different badges. That's what it says. Elijah's temple. I can say Elijah. And then 3 years locked down in Demon's Island. That's a fact. You can easily check that out. It's a record of it. That's why I give these signs, because it can't be faked. See? So I'm gonna go out there. Here's this guy. He was I don't know if he's still around, but I don't know how that group works. The Ishmaelites, not the Ishmaelites. What do you call those people? What do you call Israelites? Well, I forgot what they call them. They actually broke out of Elijah's movement. I guess they call themselves the Black Israelites, something up there, right? And I'm not sure if it's a bunch of groups call that or one group. There's one group that's in New York. This brother, he ran it. Hebrew Israelites, they call it. I think they call it. And what he had done was, is he went in and changed his birth certificate. He went and tried to change his birth certificate. You know, they found out. He got a false birth certificate. I forgot I guess he changed it, the way he was born or something. Because he's going to fake it. I forget, it's a long time ago, but I know it was about a birth certificate. He had when he got produced, they caught him. Right? All this stuff you can't fake. So you can't go. So Farrakhan don't meet any of these. Not one. The person that you should see should have all these badges, these credentials. And we got this again. I'm gonna close out in a minute, but I said, let me speak about this. This is kind of this is complicated. The sperm is a brain cell. The brain starts cultivating the rest of the body. Now, the Levites, because this kind of deep. I'm not going to go too deep. I mentioned the other day. See, the reason why I say Esau and Jacob was twins, because they had the same DNA. Twins have the same DNA. They don't just say that. Well, I mean, why do they say it? Because literally it's not true. Right? It's symbolic. So why they say twins? So then the math follows, right? That they got the same DNA, and then you can see how the Levites got grafted into Jacob, because you could do that because they got the same DNA transplant. They transplant in, got the same DNA. But the brain cell, see, it starts taking energy, right? And it takes energy coming in from the mama, right? And starts converting that energy in the womb, right, into DNA. It's like it. You understand? So that's what's you have to be in Lamb's Book of Life, because only accept. That's why demons, they like cancer cells. You know, cancer cells, they disguise themselves as original cells. And they can get in, but the point is they end up destroying the other cells. Because it's all mathematics, bro and sisters. I'm trying to explain to you the best I can, right? So it takes and start producing. That's what it is. Bringing people in, and it's got to put everything in the right place. See, because all the DNA is the same. The DNA you got in your fingers is exactly the same DNA in your butt. Same DNA. It's like the DNA. Say your DNA is ABC, right? Okay. Well, in your head, in your brain, it might be ABC, but your butt it may be CBA backwards. Still the same DNA. It's just combination is different, but the same DNA. That's why the foot cell looks different from the finger cell, different eye cell. Same combination. It's just same. But the combination is different. You understand? Same DNA. I shouldn't say combination is different, because I shouldn't say ABC, right? Because it's still ABC. It's just like, let me leave it like that, because I'm get too complicated here. But the point is that what happens. And so that's why Suma had to be the one to come to. He had to be the one to come to Levites, because they had to be consistent with his brain cell. His brain cell is brain. That's why I say he's like a brain cell that's The body is that's comatose. Right? And he's got to get activated. That's why he had to come, right, and give them their mind and get them. He's the sperm that started that body with the angel, right? Because the angel is the womb, so to speak, right? And the mother, she gives. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. So the bottom line is, I'm trying to say here, 'cause I don't want to get too complicated. I want to make it as simple as possible. So what happens is that that's why. Because why he had to come, why he had to. That's why I say, because he didn't do it. They couldn't be make it possible. They could be grafted back in or transplanted back in, because it had to be consistent with his brain cell. You understand? That's why. That's why ancient days had to be the one. That's why you see the ark as it is, so everybody in the right place. Before he considered the sun, he put everything in the right place. Otherwise, it come out all Frankenstein distorted. Okay. So, right, the foot had to be in the right place, the hands had to be in the right place, everything in the right place. That's why he had to be the one to do it. And it took me a while to come to God said, what I got to deal with them for? And I realized, oh, okay, that's why. Because they had to be grabbed in. That's why I said you got to I had to figure all this stuff out. That's why I said they was twin brothers. So therefore you could, right, transplant an organ from one to other with no problem because they have the same DNA. That's why he has to come to NOI. They come to him actually, give him their mind, give him the angel, right? And that's the and going through the Hajj to get their part of the body formed, because they have to achieve Hajj, get their part of the body formed, and then they put back together. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, brothers and sisters. That's kind of like too deep for most of you. So I'm trying to make it simple as possible. Try to get you to understand why things happen like they happen. And Hajj. I'm gonna close out in a minute, brothers and sisters. So like this is what it looks like, given the DNA basically. And then I try to show how the animals, all the animals, everything has some portion of our DNA. They have all of it. We have all of it. The devils don't have all of it. They got 90%, right? The gorilla has maybe 80%. Right? That's why I call them beasts. Because if you don't have the whole thing, then you fall in the category of beasts. That's why I call the devils beasts. Because they don't have 100%. Right? Now, all original people have 100%. Yes, what's turned on and what's not turned on. And the females, right, there's turn on, certain things turn on that, because when we were one being, all of us turned on. All of us turn on. We're separated. Some is turned on for the male and some turn on for the female. It's all there. Obsolete. And let's get back to what I was trying to tell you about. So why they plan to get rid of us? Because if you don't understand, you don't understand anything. If you understand, and I'm gonna close out in a minute, and maybe I'll look at it, talk more about it tomorrow if I need to do that. But the point is that if you understand what capitalism is, and I was going to talk about that, but I don't think I am, because I told I'm running out of time here. Hold on, let me go check something. I don't want to get myself in trouble about this. Let me just see how much time I got here. This don't normally happen, but I said something I forgot. And so I gave my word, so I'm going to keep it. Over here, hold on. Hey, brothers and sisters, I got a few minutes. I had I was supposed to do this an hour and a half earlier than I did. I ran this UFO thing on YouTube, and I said, well, let me look at that, and I wanted to include that in here, so I came an hour to research that and everything else, and so I do my timing off. And I'm gonna play at the end of this. You see what I'm talking about. I won't give an explanation because I don't have time. See, I said you're in a fake world. But mathematics still mathematics. Mathematics not fake. The Bible itself, right? Remember, it's sealed. So you got the fake version. You see? Because see, that's hard for people to understand because say, well, God gave you a fake version. He gave you, remember, that book, the sealed Bible, is for this season, a fake season. So it's how to guide you during the fake season. Because you say, well, you apply the same logic to Allah. Because he put somebody in charge, make men shed blood. So what does that make him a devil? See what I'm saying? He put a fake person in charge. Why did he put a fake person in charge? Make men shed blood. That's all about fake, right? Was he fake? No. Because that was the season. It says, until you get your mind back, bro, and says none of this stuff will make any sense to you. That's why it doesn't make any sense to them. That's why it didn't make any sense to Iblis. I ain't gonna do that. So God cursed them. So why would he curse me, man? I'm with you. I love you. I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. No, you ain't doing what I tell you to do now. Yeah, but you tell me to then somebody's gonna make men shed blood, they ain't gonna follow you. See? And you got some sympathy for Iblis. Because I said, man, I'm gonna keep with you. You got it, right? But the point, he can't call himself a Muslim no more, can he? Because he's not submitted to the will of Allah, is he? So you got fake Muslims, fake black people, demons. Every religion out there is fake. That's what religion is by definition, fake. Mathematics is real. But right here, if you understand what's driving this, even though their time is up, because they're going to continue. Remember, as they get. Remember, you're going to stand more out. You're going to stand out more and more as you get closer to the spring. That means they're going to attack you more intensely. You see, because they're trying to hold on to this, and this is the ultimate goal of capitalism. Because they don't need you anymore. They got to fight, argue. They got robots do everything. So you got to argue. They ain't got to fight. Nobody can say that they're mean and oppressors and stuff. They got robots doing it. Nobody's gonna care about how they treat a robot. The robot do everything they want and had to pay them anything. Just got to maintain them. That's a profit minimum overhead. That's what capitalism is all about. And they don't need you anymore. What you gonna do with you? There be no jobs for you. Muhammad tried to save you from that, but that was only temporary to get the hell out of here. So as Farrakhan, what's your solution as Farrakhan? So you talk that bullshit. What's your solution? Because this is where they're going, and they put it. They already Amazon notifies people they're going to do it, and I think Microsoft or whatever, Facebook, they now say going to lay off 20% of their people because they got computers that write code. They don't need the people to write code anymore. And so after a while, they don't need. What are you going to do? Why would they bring you in there, Popeyes? They have robot do it. They got to pay robot anything. Why would they do that? So what you going to do then? And you just have it right before your eyes. You say, Jesus and all that bullshit. Okay, let Jesus save you from that, because that's where they're going. In fact, a lot of stuff is out anyway. The reason why they haven't done it, They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with you. A lot of stuff they can do right now. They don't need your Popeyes anymore. They don't need your Burger King anymore. They don't need. You ever been to Walmart lately? You go to Walmart, right? They got maybe two lines open. All the rest of them closed. You got to do it yourself. After a while, if all the lines be open, better be robots there. And so what they gonna do with you then? What have you been doing your last 40 years? What are you doing over, see what's going on in Gaza now? You understand what's going on in Gaza now? You don't understand what's going on here. They're desensitizing you. So what they get ready to do to you over here, that's why America's going along with it. Because that's their plan for you. So the whole world desensitized to it. Because, oh, they used to people just being slaughtered like that. They slaughtered, I just slaughtered those people. I mean, you ain't saying anything like that. Now, America's probably against that. The whole world is up in uproar. I mean, it's like they're telling people they're starving them. They're starving children. Children are dying. 10 to 20, 30, 50, 60, 100, 200, 300 a day. They tell them, okay, come over here, some food over here. They come in there, they blow their brains out. It's open. They got videos of it. It's not hiding it. They ain't even hiding it. They're desensitizing to you. Because they're about to do it to you. They're about to do that to you. So you keep on scratching your ass. Hold on to this. Listen to Farrakhan, those folks. Because what Farrakhan do about this? He ain't preparing you for 6 days. He's supposed to get you. Gotta get the hell out of here. Look at this one. Okay. See here? Here you are in the fields. Here's your raggedy house. You're in the fields picking that cotton. Right? Here's your supervisor, and you got a mule to get you back and forth from the house to the field. Yeah. Now what if master says, okay, hey boy, I'm going to pay you now. He get just enough. Now you got to pay rent on this thing, right? You got to pay to maintain that mule, right? See what I'm saying? And you got to pay for your food and everything. So that's all they pay you enough just to have that. So it's a different. Now I'm free now. I'm an employee now. You're still a goddamn slave. You say, well, I'm an employee now. I'm getting paid. Is that my supervisor over there? Hmm? But you don't see it. You're still a slave. We wasn't like that before we came over here. Wasn't no supervisors, wasn't no employees, none of that stuff. They try to say, oh, you were savages. And the women was naked. Well, look at these. You see these devils out here now? They walk around the streets with the damn panties on. And not just panties. They were out there. I don't even call it panties because it's so tight. You can see that in front. I'm going to try to, I'm not out of control because I say fuck every now and then. That don't mean my mouth's out of control. I'm saying it because I'm trying to make a point. So I'm not going to get disgusting. Right? See? But you know what I'm talking about. The women's so tight. You can see the front outline and it's wrapped there behind. They might as well be naked. That's the next thing anyway. For long, because it had somebody already did it. With some Hollywood star or whatever. They had the panties and they was skin color. So if you didn't know, you like she had nothing on at all. So what the police gonna say? Hey, I'm not naked, I got something on. What, you got a problem with the color of it? You know that's next. If they ain't out there already. So this is where you are right here. So he said, now you're getting paid. And so but that's all you can afford. That's all that much pay you can afford this. And then maybe you can't afford to say, hey, now you gotta get your wife out there, she in the field with you. So now y'all can afford some food. Maybe he's got enough for this. Okay, maybe we got enough to house, we got enough for the whole mule. But we ain't got enough for it. So now you gotta come out here too. So now both you and your wife working. You don't get it? There you are right now. Supervisor, got your car, you got a ragged house in the ghetto. Maybe they might let you out in the suburbs. And you got a mortgage and everything, you're working your ass off. Back to this. So what if they're paying you enough to get this? Half as much. That means, I can't work for 40 hours ain't enough. They only pay me enough half of this. So now I got to work 80 hours. 80 hours to afford this. You get it? 80 hours. Now you're busting your ass just as much as you was before. But now you're free. I'm getting a paycheck. And that's what's happening over here. Same thing. He's free. Now you got to get a car. That 9% of the car is getting back and forth to the plantation. And he's out there working around chemicals and everything, working his ass off. You got a supervisor washing his ass. And you got a little old apartment there with a big mortgage. A little house. What's the difference? But now I'm free now. Yeah. Master freed me, did he? He's just industrial age. Went from the autumn to the winter. So now, hey, so now we don't call you slave anymore, we call you employee. We don't call you master no more, because taskmaster, call you supervisor. And don't call the police, what do you call them, what do you call them, I forgot what they call them, paddy wagons, I think they call them. They wouldn't capture slaves, all kind of stuff. And they call them police now. See, you got a fake mind, so you want to fit in, so you buy all this stuff. It's the same thing. It's clear. It's the same damn thing. You're still a slave here. Clear? What's the difference? What's the difference? It's just your industrial age now. So they tell you now, so you're free. Same thing. We wasn't like that before we got here. And you buying it. And the demon's job, that's the devil's children, black-faced children, is to sell you on, is to keep you. Remember that movie Django? Was his name Steven or whatever? He was probably whatever that guy's name, he was probably his brother. They probably had the same father. Because he was acting like his brother, drinking everything with him. His job was to keep the slaves in line. Love Massa, because he did. He went crazy when we killed Massa. That's their job. Farrakhan's made one. We're going to stay here. That's what Wallace said. We don't need this job, as Elijah Muhammad had. They got him. He wasn't no demon. He hated his father. And Farrakhan went along with all that. And then he's pushing it. He ain't produced a goddamn thing in 40-some years, but he got rich because we wanted to make him rich. So we want to keep you here. Same thing, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna go over this real quick. Triangle or fake? Okay. I keep forgetting to change this. Right. Here. Capitalism is slavery by definition. Maximum profit, minimum overhead. That's slavery by definition. The most I work out here, don't pay anything. Capitalism, the word capitalism wasn't even used until slavery started. And that's what they call the economic system. Go check it out. Don't take my word for it. They weren't capitalists before. We was the capital. Christianity is justified. You're ham. You're doomed to be slaves forever. That's what the Bible said. That's what it told you. They told you you was in the fields. They said, listen to the Bible. The Bible says you got to obey your master. Because Jesus cursed you to be a slave. You're ham. And you're supposed to be our slaves. That was justification for it. In democracy, make sure everybody participates. Because when it was had the kingdom, that means only the nobles and stuff had, because the white folks were the slaves. They were the serfs and whatever you call them, right? That's what that's all about. Because democracy really have no power. So universal participation, that's what the whole thing is. Because you wasn't part of democracy. But now you fully, you're normal now. See, they made you normal. How do they make you normal? Oh, man, my name is Ralph Knickerbob now. I got a cross around my neck. I love America. I'll fight for my country. Yes, they made you fake. Now you fit in. That's what it said. I'm a Christian. That's what it says in it. It says Moses chapter except the brass serpent. So now you fit in, and you buying all this stuff. See? So now you sitting there, you fit in, but you're not happy because you're going against your nature. That's why the man was beating himself, howling and carrying on that mark. But fitting in, you see people, man. You know, my wife, she like to watch this Harvey thing, Fortune, whatever you call it, Family Feud or whatever. Negroes gonna, they be saying, "Hey man, my name is Jones, and we the Jones family." I said, man. Then you got this Negro, but he's out there, he's in Africa or someplace. He's gonna tell you all about what's happened to black folk. He know all this history, right? Then he shows up with a big old cross around his neck. I sent him a message. I said, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because if you did, you would be handed that cross. You'd be ashamed to have that cross around your neck. If you know the history of the cross, you'd be ashamed to wear it around your neck. What's the history of the cross? Genocide, rape, murder, enslavement, oppression. It takes and terrorism to maintain the system we was under, the Holocaust. It took terrorism to maintain the so-called enslavement, the oppression. They'd be terrorized 24/7. America's a terrorist nation. So how in the hell they say knowing by their works? What's the works of Christians? World wars, disease, genocide. You be ashamed to even wear that goddamn thing. You gotta be all cross. That show he don't know shit. He's dumb, stupid. Why would you even wear that? And then you're proud. Most niggas said movie Roots and they don't register. They beat the name out of the boy. Your name is Toby now. You forget about that Cody Kitty shit. They beat his name out of it. And you walk around, my name is Jones, man. We the Jones family. See? You got to get out of that, brothers and sisters. You're going to get out in a minute. We're going to give you an opportunity to get out of something. You decide. Look, don't. With Farrakhan, I'm telling you, you under that situation because what the devil's done. But the point is, the problem is, that's what we're going to do. We're going to destroy that vector. That vector has to go in that direction. And so that's what I'm getting ready to do. Destroy a vector. When you destroy a vector, then you have to decide, it's up to you what you do at that time. You keep going the wrong direction or what? It's up to you. Okay? Because I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, that's what we're under. It's them. The devil's done it. We're going to break that vector for us. Right? You're going to be all right. Most of you are going to be all right if it ain't too late. Demons, they're going to keep going the same direction because that's the direction, they're part of that vector. You see, they see how simple that is? The demons going to keep going. They're going to try to save America. They'll keep going because that's them. But when the vectors, if you move in, if you got to win, if you're going northward, you got to win going eastward, then you're going to be going northeast. Right? Because that wind's forcing you to, when you start going north again. You know what I'm saying? So what happens? When the wind stops, right? Then the people that's going north, if you're part of the wind, you're going to see we're going east. Oh, anyway, I'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. Everything's been worked out. Fake. Okay, I'm going to play this and I'll play all the time. I'm going to go, brothers and sisters.
I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Flay as a brother
is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color. It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground and unity.
Yes, sir.
So I'm only one shade lighter than you. And Mustafa may be 4 more shades lighter. We a family.
Yes,
Let's stay a family and be a family and love each other as God would have us to love each other. We love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. Thank you. I had to do that. We love you.
One more time, brother.
See, they think that's funny. We'll be laughing pretty long. They'll be laughing soon. Right, it says, give me weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, that's funny. It's totally against everything Elijah Muhammad taught. See, he wants to fit in. Normal. All that's fake. Everybody in this fake. They got devils wearing NOI uniform. FI uniforms, right? MGT uniforms too. Devils. Devils. They know they're devils. All that's fake. It says he would make the nation of Islam a laughing stock before his enemies. Fake. And that's it. Now, the devil is his brother. In a few more days, brother says, time running out. Tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, the fake is running out. What you gonna do, Farrakhan, when the shit hit the fan? What you gonna do, Farrakhan? Pray, 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 pray. That's his answer. After 40-some years of ripping you off, he's a parasite. He hasn't produced a goddamn thing, nothing. But he's rich. His dumbass son is rich too. Mustafa. Demons. How do they get rich? I haven't been anywhere. They're parasites. That's when he wants to leave. See? Wants to stay here. Okay? Keep this fake world going. Here's a promise, man. There's no fake bosses. You ain't going nowhere. Here it is. It's a home. It says it clearly. River Euphrates over here. River Egypt is over here. Right between here. That's what it says. But they deny it. Oh, what's this? Oh.
Yes, sir. Target.
What's going on here? Hold on, brothers and sisters. Something went wrong here. I don't know that happened. Hold on. Hmm. Yeah, I messed it up somehow. So I can fix it real quick. What I want to talk about is there's this Congress meeting, UFOs. Listen carefully, right? Bottom line is they're saying, listen carefully, the UFOs are always hanging around their nuclear sites, military sites. That's why that's from his job, right? That's what he's waiting for, because when this war breaks out, that's the last thing they're going to do. They're going to try to go nuclear. They see about to be wiped out. And he's going to make sure that don't happen, because we don't want to inherit a nuclear radiated planet. So let me see. I have this a different way. Okay, so take a couple minutes to do this. Couple minutes to do this. And run out of time here. I might just do this later. Might not be able to do this. I'll just play a few of these bosses. That's much of them. And I forgot to do this. Anyway, you got the basic. Mm-mm. Nope. Not able to do it. Get the process, give me a couple of minutes. Oh. No. Okay. Okay. Go into this.
Yes, sir. With a non.
Almost there. Thirty seconds. Here we go, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir. Dr. Guy, could you give me how did you become aware of it?
A colleague of mine who I referenced previously, Chris Mellon, he wrote an extensive article about this, that there were other incursions of drones over Langley before this, as well as many, many military installations over the last 5 decades.
And it's my understanding that there's been an ever increasing in number, and I'm trying to think how to say this because I wear 2 different hats. I'm still in the Air Force. So I mean, it seems that they're becoming increasingly brash. And the question that we really
with a non-human life form.
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble 2 F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace, and they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
I just want to read a couple of things from Mr. Schellenberger's what he gave to us today, because I think this is interesting stuff, and I just want to convey this to you. On USG networks, there exists infrared footage of and imagery of a grouping of vessels engaged in SIGINT and massive collection at night in a specific area of the Pacific Ocean. This footage, which was in close proximity to the vessels, a large equilateral triangle UAP suddenly appears directly over the ships. These three bright points are seen at each bottom corner of the UAP, which is observed to slowly rotate on its horizontal axis. And he goes on to describe that. And I just want to read one more, and I'm doing this because I think it's interesting. Stuff is interesting as anything. So let's get this one here, right here. While performing a routine airspace surveillance and control mission in the Eastern Air Defense Sector, an F-22 fighter observed multiple UAP contacts at mission altitude. Moving to intercept the F-22 pilot noted multiple metallic orbs slightly smaller than a sedan hovering in place. Upon vectoring towards the UAPs, a smaller formation of the metallic orbs accelerated at rapid speed towards the F-22, which was unable to establish radar locks on the presumed hostile UAPs. The F-22 broke trajectory and attempted to evade, but was intercepted and boxed in by approximately 3 to 6 UAPs. And then I'll leave that there, but because I just have no more time left.
Down the line. I know many of you have already said this, but for the record again, just briefly, what do you believe UAPs could be or are?
Strong evidence that they are non-human, higher intelligence.
I echo my colleague's comment, sir.
Genuinely do not know.
Don't know, but we must find out.
None of you? Okay. This next question is for Mr. Gallaudet. To your knowledge, have any USOs ever outpaced our submarines?
Yes, ma'am.
At what magnitude?
I don't have the exact speed, but again, a witness came to me, a credible former submarine officer who observed it on sonar data. And this was in the 80s in the North Atlantic during a storm, and it outpaced his submarine by orders of magnitude.
Are you aware of any hotspots that currently exist off our shores in North America?
Not with sufficiently credible data, ma'am.
Okay, we've heard reports of there potentially being hotspots, maybe entry and exit points. Have you heard of any of that?
I have not, ma'am, but my colleague here, Mr. Elizondo, does discuss some USO activity that he's observed in certain DoD databases.
Mr. Elizondo, in regards to these aircraft being piloted by whatever they might be, non-human biologics, would you agree that it's likely that they are being piloted by some mind-body connection?
Ma'am, I think it is safe to presume here that they are being intelligently controlled because some cases seem to anticipate our maneuvers, and in other cases they seem to, I came across an email where the word stalked was used in a very secure email between Navy officers discussing their ships being pursued by a UAP.
In our previous panel, we had Grush, and he had testified to say that some of these were interdimensional beings. Can you speak on that at all?
Ma'am, I'm not qualified, certainly as a scientist or otherwise, to speculate points of origin. I looked at everything from a scientific perspective. So if you look at, for example, instantaneous acceleration, which was one of the observables of the program that I belong to, ATIP, the human body can withstand about 9 G-forces for a short period of time before you suffer negative biological consequences, blackouts and ultimately redouts and even death. Comparison, our best technology, the F-16, which is it's an older platform, but one of our most highly maneuverable aircraft, manned aircraft, made by General Dynamics, can perform about 17 or 18 G-forces before you start having structural failure, meaning that the airframe begins to disintegrate while you're flying. The vehicles we're talking about are performing in excess of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Gs.
So would it be safe to infer that they're living craft?
I'm not prepared at this point to state for the record, is something alive or not, because even that definition, there was a time in science we thought that life required oxygen, and we now know that's not true. There are anaerobic bacteria that thrive in oxygen environments that lack oxygen. And so also same with photosynthesis. When I was in college, it was told everything is derived from photosynthesis as a form of energy. In reality, that's not true. There are things that live off of chemosynthesis. So we're constantly having to reevaluate our understanding of what the definition of life is.
Mm-hmm. Do any of you ever come across reports from people that claim to have firsthand experiences with these entities, whatever they might be, or these aircraft, and then as a result, whether or not they're religious, find that these things will automatically disappear? Anyone, and this is open to any of you on the panel. So just real quick, because I'm running out of time. Lou?
Ma'am, I've always been a nuts and bolts kind of guy. When I was at ATIP, I was focusing more on the performance characteristics and less on the potential occupants.
Okay. The reason I ask is because it seems like, just based on our conversations, that we've had people that say that there are good and bad of whatever these things are. And so my concern from a national security perspective is A, that true? B, are you guys hearing the reports of that? And C, I think moving forward in regards to technology, Mr. Gold, if you can answer this real quickly, some of these aircraft, it seems that they are operating off of energy that we don't currently have. But just yes or no, in your opinion, if we were able to obtain that, would that impact humanity for the better or negative?
Would certainly save us some money on funding on Artemis.
Definitely.
And this is a national security issue, that if there is such technology out there, we're not the only country that might have access to it. We don't want to be on the wrong end of technological surprise.
Okay. Thank you guys for your time.
Typically had any experience with submersible objects?
Sir, I've not no personal experience, but I've had witnesses on submarines come to me and say they've seen on sonar data.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you characterize those, and how do they move?
The one instance that was revealed to me was in the 80s on a nuclear-powered submarine, a ballistic missile submarine, that the object exhibited the characteristics of a Russian torpedo in terms of its speed of movement and closing rate with the submarine, and then it slowed and followed the submarine slowly in its wake for a period of minutes, and then rapidly exited the scene. And nothing that we know of, and technology-wise, could replicate that.
And the speed of these objects was faster than anything that we have or anybody else has that would be manned. Is that correct?
It was on the order of a torpedo. So
yes, sir.
Mr. Elizondo, hope I got that right, or not at least.
Close enough, sir.
You're familiar with the recent drone incursion over Langley Air Force Base?
Yes, sir.
The owners of these drones remain unclear. The U.S. military has not been able to give us in Congress an answer. Given your experience with the Department of Defense and the intelligence community, how frequently are UAP sightings over military installations? And secondly, I suppose hypothetically you could have incursions over just, say, regular airports. Is it obvious these incursions are more likely over military facilities than just a random airport out there?
Yes, sir. There's definitely enough data to suggest that there is certainly some sort of relationship between sensitive U.S. military installations, also some of our nuclear equities, and also some of our Department of Energy sites. There is a long historical record that some of your colleagues may have, documentation that demonstrates this. This is not a new trend. This has been going on for decades, and that information has been obfuscated, unfortunately, from folks like you in this committee. And I think that's problematic, because ultimately, at the end of the day, we have a significant situation here. We have something that can enter into U.S. airspace completely with no attribution.
And how long has this been going on?
Sir, decades, and there's information that will hopefully be entered into.
Can you think of any possible reason why they can't release any information they have on something, say, 15 or 20 years old?
Sir, if I could echo my colleague here, Admiral Gallaudet, I think one of the big issues that we have in the intelligence community, Department of Defense, is we don't want to broadcast any potential vulnerabilities or weaknesses in our national defense systems or on intelligence collection platforms. Therefore, when you have a conversation where you address a problem for which there is no solution, it makes that a very uncomfortable conversation.
than just a random airport out there.
Yes, sir. There's definitely enough data to suggest that there is certainly some sort of relationship between sensitive U.S. military installations, also some of our nuclear equities, and also some of our Department of Energy sites. There is a long historical record that some of your colleagues may have, documentation that demonstrates this. This is not a new trend. This has been going on for decades, and that information has been obfuscated, unfortunately, from folks like you in this committee. And I think that's problematic because ultimately, at the end of the day, we have a significant situation here. We have something that can enter into U.S. airspace completely with no attribution.
And how long has this been going on?
Sir, decades. And there's information that will hopefully be entered into the
Can you
record.
think of any possible reason why they can't release any information they have on something, say, 15 or 20 years old?
Sir, if I could echo my colleague here, Admiral Gallaudet, I think one of the big issues that we have in the intelligence community, Department of Defense, is we don't want to broadcast any potential vulnerabilities or weaknesses in our national defense systems or on intelligence collection platforms. Therefore, when you have a conversation where you address a problem for which there is no solution, it makes that a very uncomfortable conversation to have.
Okay, we'll switch to Mr. Schellenberger. The primary reason you're